Hello, viewers and subscribers. Welcome once again my new screencast. This screencast will be the completely new screencast. What we are trying to do, because we already had many enterprise level application based on the Java and Groovy and Grails technology, meaning that, and then almost we have already had 250 screencasts or videos in our UVSoft group channels. But that's one of the reasons a lot of the freshers or beginners and the students and those who are started the programming, and they are asking me many times to give it to them really basic programming. How can they start the basic very beginner level to the beginner level Java programming? How can they start and how they can think about? And that's why we made a plan, to give it to you. Those who are the beginners, then they can go to those screencast and get the idea how can they start the Java programming and the possibilities of Java programming, and the scope of Java programming. And that's our intention. Like that way we will design this screencast from very beginning level, meaning that from the Java installation, and then we will start from really very basic object-oriented programming concept ideas, and how can the beginners can start and think about how can they program it with Java. Meaning that if you understand the basic idea and concept of the Java programming, mean object-oriented programming, that means you can do other programming languages like C, C Sharp, and .NET. Of course, the C is the structure-oriented programming language, but in the other object-oriented programming, it will be really syntactual changes, but the concept, the ideas of the object-oriented programming everywhere is the same. That means if you clearly understand the object-oriented concept and its ideas and approach, and then its design pattern, that means if you got it properly, then other programming language you can adjust it very quickly, just syntax differences for the programming, object-oriented programming. As like if you understand the basic Java programming, and then it doesn't matter the programming like Groovy or programming like other Ruby. This is object-oriented, all is object-oriented programming. So you can get the clear idea. We believe we will try our best to give it to you. Those are who are the beginners, and they can start, the students, they can start the Java programming from our very beginning screencast, and we will go to up to the professional levels. And then after, when you got it everything, then you can go to the enterprise level application development, the meaning that you have a professionals, software developers, software engineers, or doesn't matter which type of software professionals you would like to do, or you got the jobs or careers, that depending on. But the what we already have it, that's I can we can go to our channels. You see there's a many screencast and many playlists, like you have some web GIS, web mapping programming with Java, and then you have a lot of microservice implementations based on the different SQL backends, as SQL and non-SQL backend servers, like a SQL backend server like Postgres, and then Oracle or MySQL. That's the SQL based backend servers. I have many implementation of the different customized microservices implementation. I mean, um, REST services, REST API implementations, and also the SOAP implementations, the simple object access protocols, and the REST API implementation based on the HTTP protocols. So you see that this all the examples. Is you see that one of the example GameFire REST API microservice implementation, Redux based the non-SQL database implementation, Elasticsearch page, um, uh, non-SQL database REST service implementations, and MongoDB based and Cassandra based microservice implementation. This those all the enterprise application or in the professionals applications, and those who have some little experience how the Java programming is and was, and they have learned it, and they can clearly understand what I mean. That's why we are trying to lot of viewers and subscribers asking me to give it to the real introductions, how they can start the Java programming. That's why today we are continuing to give it to you the basic Java for the beginners to the professional level. This is the screencast title. We will continue the further developments. That's the intention. And if you look here, there is a really Java based Java web GIS and mapping programming with different third-party JavaScript libraries, and then so on and so forth. And you see the one of the example like Java web implementations. Now we are talking about the we have different implementation of the Java. That's everybody know. Let's go back to the presentations. What I mean, if you saw the pictures like that, so Java has Java SE, Java has a Java EE, Java SE as standard editions, and Java EE enterprise edition, and Java ME mini edition means mobile platform small devices platform editions. So if you saw the example like this, I have many videos how can you programming with GIS programming, or doesn't matter with the combination of Java and Java Swing technology in the desktop application. That means that's the meaning of the how Java SE standard edition applications you can implement. Basically, the standard edition is applied or applicable or whatever is said is applicable for the desktop application implementation. And then if you have a Java Enterprise Edition, meaning that you try to um, uh, mm, try to implement or develop the web applications. It doesn't matter what type of web applications. It is with the different development frameworks like Timeleaf for GUI implementation or Fountain implementation or FreeMarker Fountain implementation, or FreeMarker Timeleaf, FreeMarker, and then other Fountain technology. And Grails also the one of the example with the Groovy language Fountain technology, but it's clearly independent, or JSF or JFS, and all things. This all are in assigned is belongs to the Java EE Enterprise editions, and that's why I said we already had many examples how can we program it like Java SC programming. And then if you got it to Java SC programming, because this is the fundamentals, the core, and then Java EE is top of the Java SC. That's simply said. So you have to learn first Java SC and standard editions, and then the enterprise edition. Standard edition means it's you are trying to develop, or somehow we try to develop the stand desktop applications, and Java EE basically you try to implement the web applications, and Java ME means you try to develop the small devices, maybe the mobile devices or other smart home devices, smart city devices. That's all the small Java ME mini edition. That's the thing. So for this lecture we try to cover all part of the Java implementations, Java SC, Java EE, Java ME, from very beginning level to the professional level. That's our idea. So let's go back to again our channels. So you have some many example Java SC, this is Java EE, Java Grails, WebGIS, web mapping applications, and this is all of the with the JavaScript, and this is one of the example like Java GIS and web mapping programming with Java Swing. There's many example of what I said in my presentations, and this is the presentation Java. This is how can you program it like complex geoprocessing tasks and visualize this data with the Java Swing programming. That's I mean this is the one of the example, and this is one of the example I was started with the smart devices, Android and then other iOS system.